Hey, in this video I'm going to show you the quickest way to get to your Deebot Sidebrush motor. First we have to disassemble the robot, so take out the accessories like so, open up the flap, turn it off, take out your bin. Now undo these two screws only on the top. I use an electric screwdriver which I have a link for in the description. It's awesome. Make sure you only undo the two front screws. The other two screws at the back, they hold the LiDAR cap, and there's 3 springs underneath which pop out, so you need to be careful with that. So don't undo the other ones. Pry the front corner panel off before flipping it over, and then the bottom plate is held on by a series of screws. Undo these screws. I've just pointed to them, and I'm undoing them now with my electric screwdriver, so watch where I do that. I place all my screws in a mat, like the one here, and I can keep them all separated so I know exactly where each group goes. Once the screws are out, you can remove this panel, undo these 2 screws that hold the battery retainer in, pull that out, flip it over to grab the battery, unclip the battery like so, move the battery out of the way. Now under the battery compartment there's 2 screws along with another 4 screws around the outside edge that hold the assembly together. Undo these. Now the front bumper is held on by this retaining plate. Also undo these mini screws to take off this retaining plate, just like so. Here's the main body screws, undoing these now. Now I had to get a bigger screwdriver for these 2 in the battery compartment, just a longer one. Flip it over. Now to take the bumper out, the bumper hooks over the front like so. Carefully undo the 2 plugs, or sometimes there's 3, so just be very careful. I sometimes just pry a little, very gently on the edge of the connector block only to pull these out. Makes it a bit easier, but be very careful. I have plenty of other videos on my channel about pulling these apart, so watch those as well if you need to. Now when you've got all the screws out, the housing comes apart. I pry about here, and it can be quite tough sometimes, so just work gently around. Don't flick it too hard because there's 2 wires here connected to the top LiDAR sensor, so flip it over, undo those just like so. Now the bit you've been waiting for, the Sidebrush motor, here it is. I'm pointing to it now. There are 3 screws, 1 underneath, 2 on top. Careful when flipping the robot because the speaker falls out just like so. I just showed you where it was if you need to put it back into place. Now undo the screw to hold the Sidebrush motor, undo the screw underneath. Sorry, it's just out of view here, but it's there, you'll see it. It's a little silver one. The final screw is hidden under the board. So now what? We need to loosen the screws off the main board. There's 4 of them here. The first one under the Wi-Fi board or on top of the Wi-Fi board. The other 3 are on the main board. Carefully undo these. Try not to touch the main board components with your hands. Now you can lift it up gently. Flip this up out of the way. Leave it connected. Lift it up over the plastic lugs and just gently pull it to the side so you have access to that screw. You can see it here. I'm undoing it. And after this, the Sidebrush motor should be loose. You can pull it up out of the way and follow the cable back and unplug it. Once unplugged, you can either plug in a new unit as a replacement. There's a link in the description if you need one of these. Or if you just want to, you can, if the clip's broken, you can take this cap off here. There's 4 little clips around the side. Gently lift them up with a screwdriver. Just work your way around. The cap will eventually come off. Just like so. Right. Well, no, it's a bit trickier than I first thought. There we go, popped it off. There's some gears to get out of the way, so move the main gear first, put it gently aside, try not to rub the grease off it, take off the second gear, pull out the Sidebrush clip, and you can buy new ones of these, really cheap, link in the description if you want. Put the new one back in, put the gears back in place in the right way, check that everything spins okay, put the cap back on, and you've just replaced the side clip. Perfect. Now put the motor back in, gently feed the cables back through, just like they were when you took them out. Plug it in. Gently work it back into the place where it was sitting in the housing. Just like so. Now carefully get the silver screws that you'd taken out, starting with this top one here. Screw it back in. Grab the next one, put it in here. Now you can move the board back into place. Now if you're doing the other side, you just pull it the other way, very gently, just out of the way to expose that screw. Not too much so you don't damage any cables, just enough to get to the screw. Now we can put the board screws back in. Remember, there's 4 of these, and I've grabbed them out of the unique place in the mat so I know which ones they were. And there you have it, side brush motor achieved. I'm not going to show you the reassembly in this video, but if you want to, check out my channel, there's plenty more videos like it. Like and subscribe!